Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working our way through our unemployment queue here. It's still a bit of a queue, but we are definitely working our way through it. We've also taken over a decent chunk of the Caribbean. I would like to do more, but we are still a pariah right now. We do need to determine if we care. That is the big question. If we don't care about being a pariah, then we go after Great Britain right now. Like, literally right now. Are we still truced with them? We are. Okay, so maybe not literally right now, but in that case, we go after West Indies. Literally right now. They have a defensive pact with Spain. We don't care about Spain. So we would end up taking probably Bahamas. Would be what we would end up doing there. And we've got a truce with Haiti right now, I believe. Let's double check that real quick here. Yes, until 1934. Okay. And we'd have to fight Spain directly for Puerto Rico. So all of that is things that we'd need to do. The question is, do we care about being a pariah? Honestly, it hasn't hurt us that badly thus far. So there's definitely that. No doubt about that one. Taking over further territories over here are unlikely to be hugely impactful. That's for sure. I suppose we could take the rest of the West Indies. Can we do return state? Ah, that's an interesting idea. Once we're actually done with our incorporation of American West Indies, we should be able to do a return state on that. Now that's 9 years out. That's going to be after the end of the game. Are we going to continue after the end of the game? I don't know, maybe a little bit. Probably not too far. But maybe just finish up these last little bits of territory. That's a possibility. We might actually do that. In which case, we absolutely do need to get this truce going as soon as we can. So let's see here. 7.4 infamy, 6.1. I think that we go for, like, Bahamas. We're going to face West Indies and Spain right off the bat. Okay. Let's go ahead and confirm this, and we'll tick on forward. War goals have been added. We don't expect too many problems here, to be honest. So we're not going to be too concerned about this, and that puts us at 107 right now. So that's all, I think, reasonably fine. We're going to tick on forward here and work through this diplomatic situation. And I did notice as well, if we fold up all of our states in turmoil, I did notice that we have tools currently being expensive. So I wouldn't mind getting some tooling workshops going here. We have a good number of them. Let's build like 10 in Durango. Let's just do something like this. Apparently that was 6. I meant for that to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And then for these, I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. So something along the lines of that. It didn't take that last click. Cool. So that should do. We are probably going to want to work on railways here. Louisiana. Sure. Anything else? Yes. Oaxaca. And is that it? That is it. Cool. Now, I know that we have some insufficient taxation capacity. San Salvador and Zacatecas. So we should definitely build 2 here and 1 in San Salvador. Cool. So there we go. We're going to get this truce underway as soon as we can. And when is our truce with Haiti up again? 1934. Okay, noted. So the question now is anybody going to join this? There's a bunch of them that are leaning this way. We'll see if they actually end up joining. We are only looking to conquer Bahamas at this point. Oil rush subsidies are expiring in Montana. Cool. So we're not looking to add anything else here for the time being. Austria sided with the West Indies. That probably doesn't matter. Austria abandoned the West Indies. Okay, that's exciting. I'm not sure why they chose to do that quite in that order. Why side with them and then... Oh, they were swayed. And then they just instantly noped out of there. Okay, that's pretty funny. Cool. So do we think that this is going to go to war? No. But if it does... Well, actually, let's let this kick forward a little further. We'll wait until we are 1 day away from entering the countdown to war, and then we'll add a bunch of war goals. That is likely to... Is Austria still in this? Okay, yeah, they sided with them again, and then abandoned them again with another sway. Interesting. And West Indies back down. Okay, so that's fine. We ended up getting all of this up here, and we should definitely make sure that there's a railway there. Is there one? I don't know. I'm not seeing the tooltip. There we go. Now it's showing up. So there's a railway. We do want to max out the ports there. Cool. And we're probably going to need some resources there. Fishing wharves. Okay. That's fine. And agriculture-wise, what do we got? 1.13, 2.61 for sugar, or rather for coffee. Coffee is definitely the best here. So we'll go ahead and put that in. Fantastic. We may want to move these on up. There we go. Cool. So that's all underway. Next up, are we truced with Spain? I believe that we may or may not be. Actually, we're not. Okay. So we're not truced with Spain right now, which means that we conquer state Puerto Rico. This is going to give us 15 infamy. I don't know how much we care. Let's go ahead and do that. Tripolitania immediately abandoned Spain, as did West Indies. So we're going to look to take Puerto Rico here, and we'll see how that goes. There's nothing else from Spain that we want here, right? So this is literally all of it. We're going to go after the West Indies a little bit more, and Haiti. Our truce with the West Indies is going to be up when? At this point, 1935. Okay, fair enough. There's 2 more states that we want to take from them. And there's also 2 states that we want to take from Great Britain, plus all of Upper Canada. So that's all things that we want to work on. Austria sided with Spain. Okay. This is fine. I don't care about this. We already know how this is going to go. I'm not going to mobilize at this point. We're going to let this continue to work its way up. I don't think we really care very much. So that's all looking good. We have all of this steel being worked on. Tools are still a little bit expensive. So we have Salvador and Michigan. So we need a government administration in Michigan. There we go. This revolution is still irrelevant at this point. No problems whatsoever there. So currently Spain is cocky, and we're just going to let them chill here. And we'll surprise them once we get into the countdown to war. We know how this is going to go. They're going to back down the moment we turn everything up. We're not even going to have to go for a weak tick on it. I'm pretty certain on this. So we're letting this tick on down. No problem whatsoever there. That political movement actually disbanded, so that's great. We do still have some radicalism creeping up, which I don't love. Revolutionary Bahrain? Okay, whatever. I don't care about that. And we have all of this construction underway here. We're going to finish up our steel mills eventually. We're down to 799 things being constructed, so that is a good sign. Okay, so we're going to enter the countdown to war here. And we're going to wait until the next week tick in the countdown to war. We're now in the countdown to war. We wait for the week tick. There we go. We pause here. We go into our buildings. We turn all of this up. We can turn our port up as well, but it doesn't really matter. And then we turn all of this on up. And suddenly, we're real scary. So we're expecting them to back down. There they go. We didn't even have to pay. I like it. So we go back into here, turn this all back down. There we go. We can turn the port back up. Back down to ironclads, escort frigates, commerce raiders, naval traditions, and I guess we can turn our conscription centers up. That'll be fine. Cool. Auto-expand railways. Let's check in to see, is there a railway in Puerto Rico? No. So we're going to want to get one. And ports in Puerto Rico as well. Sounds good. What else would we need? We've got tobacco plantations, 0.57. Coffee is probably going to be the most profitable. And yes, indeed, that is true. So we're going to get those all queued up. Any resources to be built in here? Actually, yes. There are some logging camps. And some rubber plantations. And some fishing wharves. I like it. We'll move all of those to the top of the priority list. So that'll all be constructed quite quickly. No real problem whatsoever there. Cool. So Puerto Rico is under our control. Next up is, of course, I think going after Great Britain, right? 1934, and this truce is going to be up when? 1935. So yes, definitely Britain is next. I think we go as, and when is this truce up? This is going to be up like next year? September. So about a year. So we'll have some time for our infamy to drop off here. That's good. Our infamy is pretty high, no doubt about that, but we also don't really care. We should queue up our barracks and our naval bases. There we go. And these are all low priority queues. There we go. And this should be all of them queued up. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. So all of these steel mills are still being worked on, and we're working on munitions plants right now as well. Market access is something that we should check into. Okay, Pennsylvania, New York, Illinois. That didn't go into Illinois. I think it went into Ontario. We did need one in Ontario, so I guess that's lucky. Sure. Veracruz. Excellent. And anything else up over this way? Texas, yes. California. Gonna build 2, actually. There we go. And 2 in British Columbia. Alaska needs nothing, and Hawaii needs nothing. Beautiful. How are we doing on unemployment? 6.1. 5.5. Okay. Well, that went down by a lot very quickly. It was up, but then it went down. I'm guessing we finished up a big round of constructions. That's probably what ended up happening there. Yeah, tools are going to be expensive for a bit. 5.53, sure. Okay, so that's all looking good. Do we want to move up our tool construction? I think for the moment it's reasonably okay. We have nothing to go after in the Caribbean. So militarily, we're pretty much just chilling, waiting out truces at this point. It's not possible, as far as I'm aware, to break truces in this game. So we're definitely waiting on that. Standard of living is chilling. Our radicalism is moving up a lot. We're having a hard time getting to a decent government contestation. And that's basically been the case ever since we did the construction experiment. So that's fine. Russia embargoed us. No major concern there. I'm not too concerned about that at all. We're at 4.1 billion for our GDP right now. How are we doing in comparison to everyone else in GDP? Okay, we are a little better. We're not quite the highest standard of living. It's very close. That's likely just to do... Actually, our taxation is quite low right now. I thought our taxation was higher than this, but no, this looks good. Cool. Let's check in on our railways again. As we're finishing these constructions, we are likely to need additional work here, but it looks like right now we don't. So that's all good. Gold depleted in New South Wales. Sure. And at this point, we're just waiting until September of next year. That's our next truce. So we'll go after Upper Canada. I think we're going to look to puppet Upper Canada if we can. And then have these be secondary plays. That would be the idea. We could make Britain into a protectorate. That'd be funny. But I think that's going to be the idea. Transfer the puppet over, and we can annex Upper Canada, in theory. Eventually, anyway. And then get this all conquered. eventually as well. They're probably going to back down, and that's the problem with being this strong. We actually are having a hard time expanding because everybody just backs down and yields only the primary war goal. It would be interesting if we had, like, the option to not accept them backing down and invade them anyway at the cost of, like, double infamy. That would be a really interesting mechanic there, actually. But when we get to the point of not caring about infamy, you know, like, when we're at this point here, there's literally nothing anyone can do to stop us, right? So we don't care about our infamy. So that wouldn't be a penalty to us at this point. But earlier in the game, absolutely it would. Absolutely that would. Enact laissez-faire? Probably not right now. We are starting to work on tooling workshops finally. So that's good. Kentucky. Okay. Kentucky needed additional taxation capacity, and we should do another check on our on our infrastructure here. Newfoundland requires 2 railways. Cool. What else might we require? Looks like nothing, to be honest. Yeah, definitely nothing there. Cool. So these munitions plants, a lot of them are going to be finishing up pretty soon. That's all looking good. How long on this queue now? 49 weeks? That's not bad. The queue is going to be basically done by the time we go back to war. So that's looking good. Munitions plants in Louisiana and North Dakota probably mean that we're going to need additional railways in both of these locations, and yeah, that's absolutely the case. We do need some in Ontario as well, and in New York and Pennsylvania, and Veracruz. I think some of these just finished up, but that's fine. Another one in California, another 3 in British Columbia. Alaska's fine, and Hawaii is fine. Excellent. And this trade route is inactive. Can we export more steamers? Let's see here. Market price, minus 75. Steamers. Export. Yes, actually, we can export a few. Not many, but a few. Okay, so that sounds good. Cool. So these tooling workshops will drive a lot of prices down across the board. That's good. We're definitely interested in driving prices down. We are pulling out of the investment pool right now at a pretty hefty rate. So that's noted. Our current profitability is not real, exactly, because of our investment pool. It is good that we're using money, but we're pulling out of that investment pool quite a lot faster than it's going in. So we're going to dip negative here in about 7 weeks, assuming we don't finish up our constructions before then, and we're not going to. So that is definitely noted. We'll deficit spend for a little bit, and we would definitely like to go after Great Britain. I do think that getting Upper Canada is the top priority for this war. So that, of course, means essentially puppeting Upper Canada and separating them out from Britain. And that's what that means. We should have done that a while ago, to be honest. So that's definitely noted. Market access in North Carolina appears to be dropping. Okay, so we should definitely get a railroad building there. Anything else that is a negative? Okay, for right now, anyway. There almost certainly will be more later. But yeah, we can see here, we're about to go negative financially by about 700k. Which I feel is probably acceptable. Probably acceptable. I would like to get our legitimacy up. That would be nice. But I don't think there really is too much of a reason to do that. I think we're okay. Should be reasonably fine. Sure, we have a lot of radicalism, and I would definitely like to combat that. It's mostly coming in from decreases in standard of living, but mostly from being fired. Okay, so bringing costs down would definitely help that. No doubt about that one. These tooling workshops, I think, will go a long ways towards that. So that should be fine. Checking in on our market access, what do we got? Not much that really needs to happen right now, but we probably need another railway in Louisiana at least. Bare minimum. We're probably going to need more than that, if I had to guess, but that should be okay. Actually, we can go to cultural exclusion right now. Actually, that's not helpful to us, looking at those buffs. So we don't want to go that route. That's fine. Do we want to go the laissez-faire route, or the command economy route? A laissez-faire might not be awful. It might not be awful. We're on interventionism right now. This would mean a lot more investment pool, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll see about getting that put in. It's going to take a little while, I think, at 12.7%. That's likely not going to be anytime soon. Our GDP has shrunk somewhat. Explosives are currently expensive. Okay, now electricity is. We can definitely deal with that. So we can bring this up by like 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Counting these is annoying. Okay, there. Let's see if I got that correct. Ish. It's correct-ish. There we go. So we'll take that on forward. These tooling workshops are going to be finishing up. We're actually finishing our tooling workshops quite quickly here. I mean, we've got a lot of them queued. No doubt about that. And I think I'm going to bring up some of these power plants. Some of them. But we're not bringing up all of the power plants. So this should be reasonably fine. Cool. Something along the lines of that. What do we got going on here? Yeah, just electricity. Tools are no longer expensive. Do we use electricity in the creation of tools? This is the coal mines. Let's see here. Yes, we do. Also oil. Can we import more oil? Yes, we can. Consider it done. Beautiful. So that'll be good. We're still running an oil input goods shortage. And we kind of will be forever. Glassworks at 38.1k. I thought we turned that off for our glassworks. I must have accidentally turned it back on. There we go. That will help matters a lot. We no longer have an input goods shortage, so that's good. We do require a government administration here. Go away, location finder. We require a government administration here. There we go. So we'll get that going. And let's just make our way back up to the top here. See how these are doing. Okay, that'll be fine. So those power plants are underway. We no longer have an input goods shortage of oil, but now we're running an input goods shortage of dye, or we were. So we should probably consider additional synthetics plants. Something like that. That's going to take a little bit for the game to get caught up there. But there we go. Cool. 91? Awkward. Go up to 100, please. Thank you. So that's a lot of things queued up, right? And no doubt about that. We are almost certainly going to require additional railways, and yep, we'll get 3 in Virginia. Although it will take a while to actually get those going. Our queue is getting pretty long here. No doubt about that. 1 in Yucatan, nothing out in the Caribbean. It is, however, October. I didn't necessarily mean to build that in Jalisco, but it's okay. We'll build 1 in California. We'll build 2 in North Dakota, 2 in Ontario. 1 of those went into Saskatchewan. Sure. And that was 3, but it's fine. We'll get a couple in British Columbia, and that looks good. So next, we're going to need to go after Britain. Our truce with them is up. Can we go after Upper Canada directly? Yes. Which we go ahead and do. But then we add to this. We want to conquer Bermuda. And we want to conquer... Let's see. We wanted to conquer this down here, right? So this is British Guatemala. Why is that not in the list? Oh, because it needs to be under return state. So British Guatemala. There we go. So that's underway. And if these people end up joining, like Austria, Russia, then we'll fight them. And I'm going to let the war actually happen, I think. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see how this ends up going. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Rogue Corvid, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.